Hello. Trying to do these videos earlier and earlier. If you hear people in the background, that's a party going on upstairs. That's what it's like living in the hood. I bring you these videos raw. Reality is what you get with me. I had other topics uh, planned for today, but then I was thinking about, of course, all the Palestinian children, but just really all the people who are dying, period, in this world. Needless deaths, uh, violence, wars, um, blood wars, tribal wars. So from Israel dropping bombs on Palestine all the way out. Then you think of all the innocent or good, I don't know if I should say innocent, but good human beings who die. And all of the people who seem to live, assholes, knuckleheads, um, people who disrespect their own humanity and destroy themselves, their social structures around them, and not in a revolutionary way. The social structures around, although sometimes you can do both. But people who would just make life worse or horrible, people who give other people excuses to oppress. You think about all the people who are allowed to live, and it just got me to thinking. First you say this is not right. Maybe you need to switch. What if good people lived and assholes would died? Now, of course, I don't have the right to kill anybody. But you think about these things. Um, then I think about, and it's something that's been in my mind. Maybe this social structure in this society, definitely, but in social structures all around the world, are so horrible. Maybe we don't deserve some of these people. As we say, all of these precious Palestinian children, maybe this world's not good enough for them. You know, maybe the children who die, maybe the people who die, the people who struggle, maybe this world's just not good enough for them. Not so much the planet or the cosmos, but just what human beings do to other human beings. And then my mind keeps thinking, I think, why do we allow this? Why? Why do we stand for that? Why? Why do we believe that? There goes that belief thing again. I got to do my next one on belief. But why do we believe it's okay, or that we don't have to be bothered to deal with the reality that Netanyahu is in power and Biden's in power and Trump's in power and all these Congress people who are just terrible human beings are in power? Why do we think that's okay? Why do we think it's? Why can't we do something simple like vote people out? I don't understand it. And if you don't think and if your votes are not counted, excuse me, but if your votes are not counted, why not um, pull them out of City Hall, pull them out of governors' mansions, you know, and put who you voted for in there? This will be the masses coming together and saying, this is what we want. Why do we let these people with all of this money dictate all the terms. And all they've ever done was be born to someone who has money, who was born to someone who had money, who was born to someone who put guns to people's head and made them work for free so they could have money. Why do we allow this? Again, we believe in all these myths about the self-made billionaire. Then you find out, oh, his father loaned him $10 million to start his company. Oh, his father loaned him $1 million. Oh, his father gave him this. His parents gave him that. On and on and on and on. No one's self-made. It's ridiculous. And again, we come up against this thing, belief. So I guess maybe I'm answering my question. Belief. Belief is the problem. I wasn't going to make this about belief, but maybe this video should be about belief. Belief is not necessary. Either you know or you don't know and you're learning. Sometimes even what you know, you have to keep learning, because what you know for now that's good for now may not be good for next year or next month. Things are moving so quickly, may not be good for next week. So you have to study and learn so that you can know. And when you do that, you don't have to believe. Belief is, you can anything can be right in belief. Belief means I don't study, I don't care. Whatever I want to be right is right. And that could be from moment to moment as well. I believe this today, for me, I believe that it should be different for you. I can disrespect you, you can't disrespect me. That's my belief. You have all kinds of wild and insane beliefs. And that's what belief does. Belief drives you insane. Studying, learning, and knowing is what keeps you sane and rational and on some kind of evolutionary path or expansionary path to where you can be a human being and you can grow and be dynamic like the world's dynamic. Even the animals seem to know this now. Human beings can't seem to get it. Too stuck in belief. Too stuck in belief. And the sad part is they use religion. People use religion to cover up their belief, which is basically, like I said, I just want to do what I want to do. And then they say, oh, but the religion. But the religions don't even say what people are doing. I read the Bible 5 times. I was a Jehovah's Witness. I was a Baptist. And I hardly ever met anybody who was anywhere close to Jesus, or even was even trying to be like Jesus at all. Matter of fact, most of the people who call themselves Christians in this society, definitely come out of my community, don't study Jesus, don't even know what Jesus is. They mostly follow the letters of Paul, which never met Jesus, even in their own book, but had a spiritual connection with him. But the Gospels, from supposedly the people who, and forget whether you believe Jesus was real or not, we're talking about people who believe their book, even using their own book. These people put the letters of Paul before the apostles who supposedly were at Jesus' feet. So right there, that tells you they don't care about Jesus or Christianity or nothing. They want to do what they want to do and cover it with a religion. Because again, if you wanted to be a Christian, you could be a Christian without believing. Study the Bible, study the concepts, study the principles, and apply them. And then you'd know. Justice is what you do. You do justice and you know. Justice is powerful. But if you just want to go sit somewhere every Sunday or every once a day, this is all religions. This is sad to say, But two of the most moral people I ever had in my life were two professors. One taught the politics of Islamic studies, and he was from the Middle East, but he was an atheist. And who was the other atheist professor that I had? I had another atheist professor, but I remember that these two people were so ethical, had more morality and kindness in their heart than 99% of the people I know who call themselves religious. And I don't know a lot of too many Muslims, like Sunni Muslims or Shia Muslims, but I come across them all the time in the street. I come across Jews all the time in the street. I'm in New York City. The rudest, nastiest, racist people you ever come across look at me like I'm not even 3/5 of a human. Right? Although I will say something weird happened one time. One time I let my beard grow all the way, and I was in a community where Jews lived. And when I let my beard grow all the way, they started speaking to me. Like I would say, because I would always say good morning to everybody, good morning, good morning. But sometimes to the Jews I had stopped speaking because they didn't speak back. And one morning I was going to a food pantry, long beard, and I had my bag with wheels, but I was carrying it so it wouldn't make noise. And a Jewish man looked at me, and then he looked at, and you could see that looking at your face, and he said good morning. And I said good morning back. And so weird things happen. Around that same time, I went to a store, and a Muslim woman was a cashier. And the way I was speaking to her, just with respect, she said, "You Muslim?" And I had the beard. And I said, no. But it's a weird thing. It's funny. Which just goes to show you, it just goes to show you how fickle and thin belief is. Because I had gone to that store many times and I act the same way all the time. But I had the beard and it was down to here. And so that's how silly it gets. So I guess the answer to a lot of our problems is belief. Belief is jamming us up. Belief is keeping us from progress, and belief is keeping us from putting in social policies that would be beneficial to all of us. Belief is keeping us from funding the war at over $1.5 trillion a year. A universal basic income will be $2 trillion. The military budget is $1.5 trillion. If you just gave a poverty stipend, it probably would be half of the $2 trillion. Because you don't have to give everybody a UBI. You don't have to make a universal basic income. You could do like you did with the stimulus. Anybody making $75,000 or under gets the money. Any couple $150,000 or under gets a stipend. Probably would cost you less than $1 trillion. You'd probably be able to fund a decent military and give the stipend. Right? But it's belief in things. I don't believe if we don't have a strong military, we're not gonna do this. If we don't have a strong military, people are gonna invade us. Meanwhile, immigrants are pouring into this country, taking whole neighborhoods over. And you still got people arguing with me, if we don't have a strong military, then we're gonna be vulnerable and people are gonna come in. What are you talking about? It's already happening. Military's not stopping that. It's just creating chaos. Matter of fact, it's creating that. It's causing people to come here seeking asylum. So, but you can't talk to people because they have a belief. Even though they see with their eyes what's happening, they have a belief. So, I mean, you have a right to have your beliefs, but belief is death. Belief is dead thinking, it's closed off thinking, it's walled off thinking. And you can't grow with beliefs. You have to study, you have to learn, and you have to know. And then you have to keep studying and keep learning and keep knowing, because the world changes, the world shifts, the cosmos is dynamic. So you have to be dynamic in your thinking. I think that's it. We'll end it here. You know what to do to support. Click all the links. I know that I created the Connerson Center, which gives you classes and videos and all of that stuff. That's an alternative to your K through 12, and maybe even some of your universities, right? I know that I've done that. I know that I've given you the information. Now, if you want to go there and get the certificates and the paper, the degrees, fine. But you need to go to the Connerson Center to get the understanding and comprehension. Or else you're going to be believing that that piece of paper you get from that university is something you could cash in for a job. Jobs which are disappearing. We're all going to be working for ourselves. And what you don't make that you can't sustain yourself, then if you can't get the support to sustain yourself, then you'll probably end up dying, or the government will have to give you what they've given everybody else. And make no mistake about it, everybody's at the government trough. Billionaires, multimillionaires, millionaires, and on down the line. They're all at the government trough feeding. They tell you you should be ashamed to take government funds. They're all there feeding. And they're getting fat on it too. Because they're getting your share, my share, and everybody's share. Those of us who believe it's shameful to go ask for handouts. Meanwhile, these billionaires getting handouts left and right, left and right, left and right. Trump getting handouts to do his real estate thing. You know. Bezos getting handouts. What's the other one with the Tesla? Rupert Murdoch. Bill Gates. Zuckerberg. All these people are getting handouts. All of them. And they're telling you you should work for yours. Don't take government handouts. They get on TV. You hear these. I love it to hear these millionaires, billionaires. Oh, these people. We don't need government in our way. We don't need no government handouts. We need to. American people can work and be proud. And then as soon as the camera off, they're back. Matter of fact, they got people lobbying the government to give them handouts while they're saying that crazy nonsense. But you believe you believe what they're saying, not what they're doing. You don't learn. You don't study so that you can know. So, learn, study, and know. Learn, study, and know. It's a never-ending cycle. And until next time, like I said, click the links. Take care of yourself and try to be safe. It's rough out there.